The following program is for adult audiences only.
Hey, this is Alonzo Bowden, and you are listening to Who's Talking Shh with Johnny and Anthony.
Who's Talking Shh with Johnny and Anthony.
And we're back.
Man, I feel like I'm in a race car. Countdown road. There you go. New app, guys. Welcome to the shit show.
We'll be just using it for this episode because we had a guest, Mr. Simon King.
We got Simon King on the line.
My head is so much bigger than your guys's. Like, it just fills up the whole frame. I don't really. It's only whenever I do like Zoom interviews or like sometimes when you do press and stuff, you just be like, "Why is my head so big?" It's like, you can't see my ears either. So it's like,
Well, Anthony's head is big figuratively, so.
See that? And I just do this for you. I just keep going. There you
with that and with the ceiling fan going on, someone's gonna have a seizure watching this. Someone's gonna be like, "That was a good episode."
If I get some views.
Yeah, that's what we need is the views for sure.
Yeah, I can't get any epileptics if I can't get any people, man. That's how it is.
I always say it's not good if the hosts outnumber the viewers. That's never a good.
Very, very true.
I say it counts if I watch it more than once. That's what it is. It counts more times.
And I used to do a one-man podcast, and I often outnumbered my listeners, so that was good. Because there were weeks where my parents wouldn't listen, so...
Yeah, I know how that goes. Yeah, we've been doing this for 5 years, and we still have not many.
All of you lovely folks out here. Jesus.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, exactly.
thanks to both of you for tuning in. And
It's like, we're fucking interrupt. We're insulting our. You mean nothing, you three folks interrupting us.
my agent said this will be a strategic move to make you more boutique, is what he said. So
He lied. We're about selling cachet. That's what we're doing.
we don't want to Pedro Pascal you and oversaturate the market, Simon. So it's time to go underground and do a podcast for people in a four-door sedan. So here we go.
Oh man. So doing a little to research on you because so I hadn't heard of you, but I watched that bit. My friend Billy sent it to me on Facebook Messenger, the one where are the illegal immigrants the problem? God, I loved it so much.
Thanks. Yeah.
So good.
It gets a bit brutal at the end, but that's kind of what I do. So
I mean, I didn't think it was brutal at all. I mean, if the truth hurts, the truth hurts.
It does upset some of the 2A guys, but they're always upset anyway. It's a good thing they're armed anyway.
For real.
You carried a bazooka to Subway. You're the problem, my friend. I don't think I told
It's
you.
the hayseeds, man. That's what it is.
The fuck? I wonder if those dudes know how scared they look all the time. Because I have a buddy who's like he's a elite soldier sort of fellow, and he said he's like, oh man, he goes a gun just makes you scared all the time. Like, he's like as soon as you got a gun, you're like, someone's gonna take my gun. And I'm like that's why I never have any money, because I'm not afraid of being robbed. Like, as long as
Right. Absolutely.
So, yeah, I have no fear. If someone tried to rob me now, I'd be like, it's just somebody to talk to, really, at this point. Like, I'm getting
It's
more
like
out of it than them.
It's like identity theft. It's like if you want to make my credit better, go for it.
Yeah, you go ahead. People always say that with that like comedy. They go, well, what if someone does your jokes? Because it's happened once in a while. I mean, there's a parallel thought, and there's a difference between that and actual people taking jokes. That's very rare. But then he goes, what if someone does your jokes? I'm like, if they can make them funny, I mean, more power to them, really. At this point, it's just ranting. It's just between me and the guy on the bus. It's just a microphone. So, you know.
That's what it is, man. It ultimately ends up to just be me bitching at society for being an asshole, just bitching all the time, and it's like, you know, if I didn't have a camera, they would just give me pills for this. That's what it is. They would just give me pills.
That's what the internet has done. The internet has figured out a way to monetize being a dipshit, and it's just like all of us have figured out how to climb on. I mean, look at all the people out there. Like, there's people. I mean, look at these people who just like dance into a camera for a living. I mean, I'm not talking about the professionals. I'm talking about the people who like go down to like, oh, everyone's having a nice day at the park, and there's some fucking asshole with a fuzzy hat on and like no shirt and like big shoes, and he's dancing to fucking Bruno Mars or whatever the fuck he's doing. And that guy is making a living, probably more money than most of the people in the park. And in the old days, we just tackle him, put a wallet in his mouth, and send him to prison. But now he's out there.
Begging is the new fucking tenure there. Just start fucking panhandling around, man. That's what it is. You can't get fired, man.
People always, it's like that thing of people go, well, what if a time traveler from like the 1800s came to today? The technology would freak. Well, the technology would freak them out, but that would freak them out more. They'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you allowing the lunatics around?
You know, there's just set norms you're just not going to get because you're a maniac and you don't belong here.
And that being said, I'm completely for that, by the way. That being said, I think it's amazing that the underbelly of madness of our society gets to be on display. I mean, the internet really took away the block between... It used to be that if you wanted to be a psycho, weirdo, whatever, you had to find people... You know, have to join D&D club or something like that, or go down to the park. You know what I mean? Like, you have to find people who are like-minded psychos, or risk getting punched in the face at a bar. Now you can just go on the internet, and there's other people who go, the Earth is flat, and then all of a sudden, oh, here we go. So it's like,
It's all these Bruno Mars fans. That's the fucking problem. If you like Bruno Mars, you're fucking out of here. That's what it is.
I also have a fuzzy hat. This guy and I are on the same wavelength. And that's how you end up with populist politicians. So there we go.
That's how we got where we're at now.
That's how we got where we're at, yeah. If Trump was just a guy dancing in a park, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right?
We like to tackle him and put a wallet in his mouth.
Fucking Jesus Christ, dude.
Man.
Yeah.
Calm down.
These are jokes. You can't. These are jokes, guys. These are all jokes.
Yeah. The FBI's been watching me so long they got bored.
Under the umbrella.
You know that your career is going well when the FBI initially you're on a watch list, and then they get in touch and they're like, your material needs updating, dude. Like, we're getting tired of watching the same act.
Put anything up, man. Come on.
And I'll be like, yeah, it takes like a year to write an hour. And I'm like, yeah, but they're like, the boys here are getting kind of tired. Anyway, come hang out in the van if you want. That's
got a lot of dead tape here.
That's the sign the career's on fire. Is when the people who put you on the watch list are bored.
So it's funny that you said it takes a long time to write a bit, because watching your hour special, I'm like, man, he has to write 3 hours of material for 1 hour because you talk so fast.
Yeah, quantity over quality. That's my goal.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you pack it in too.
My thinking is this: it's like when you buy a box of cherry tomatoes. Like, a couple of the tomatoes might not be any good, but you got so many that you don't give a fuck. That's kind of how I operate with jokes. A couple of the jokes are pretty shit, but there's handfuls of them. So eventually you're just like, I got a pretty good deal for my $35.
It's the Walmart idea of jokes, dude. Walmart comedy. I love it. Just fucking give us a bunch of stuff. We'll get out of here for $100 and fill up the fucking fridge.
Buy in bulk. That's the principle. It's also that I'm Canadian too, so my jokes are worth 70% of what American jokes are worth. So I have to do more because of the exchange rates.
See, it was all that goddamn knowledge. I knew he wasn't American. How did I fucking know? I just knew it. It was all those facts and shit. There you go.
Dude, I fucking just try to learn as hard as I can. I'm out there reading labels.
Now it sounds like you'll fight somebody over a flag touching the ground or something.
I'm just taking my rocket launcher to Subway, and I don't know why people got a problem with it. I don't get it. Like, this is the same dude. No, I've been a full-time comic for 25 years now. So I basically at this point, I mean, if I wasn't spending time learning things, it would really be a waste of everyone's time, because at least I can come out of this with some rudimentary knowledge of something. But yeah, and also, for the kind of comic I am too, like staying current and learning things. I mean, I learned just enough to get away with what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm not like a bookworm. I'm not some sort of polymath. who's just like sitting in a room somewhere. Like I'm just like, oh, I better look that up and make sure the fact is accurate. And then sometimes I'll purposefully do an inaccurate thing to kind of spur
You
people
got
to
to.
be annoyed.
Yep.
You got to.
But yes, yeah, you got to. But I mean, by and large, this thing is like there's so many really good. You know, it's funny as Canadians, we kind of like look at the United States and we're like, there's so many amazing, really good. I was just in New Orleans for Skankfest there, and I was just in Austin and stuff like that. So like, you know, like right in the thick of it. And there's so many amazing, smart, cool, really wicked people. The audiences were great and everything. But it's just that the dickheads in every society are louder. And so you guys have an unfortunate PR problem going on. And global hegemony and economic terrorism. I mean, all that shit too. But I mean, bombing the shit out of Venezuela for oil is not ideal.
Yeah.
But,
hey, man, it's drugs! It's drugs! Don't you listen? It's drugs!
oh, America's addicted to something for sure. But
like
like,
we don't have drugs. We got them. They're war chips, but we got them. I don't know.
But I mean, that's old school, you know, global empire horse shit. That's nothing to do with particular. I mean, everyone talks about like the United States are like, oh, this isn't who we are. I go, well, alternatively, this is who you are, but it's not your fault. I mean, there's 350 million of you fuckers. So even if 10% of you are dickheads, that's still the same population as my entire country, pretty much. So the rest of the world, and also, you guys are like a silverback with a knife and a head injury. Like you're just out there, just doing whatever the fuck you want, and the rest of the world's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, just calm down. We're optimistic that things will go well. I've offered to have Canada run shit for a while for you if you want. I mean, we could come down and
That would be fucking amazing.
I mean, it wouldn't be bad. You'd get some health care, and I mean, and then we'd everyone. We'd always win the Stanley Cup. I mean, you guys always do anyway, but we could pretend it was Canadian this time.
You guys could actually, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you could put it in your cup.
It would be great. I think that would be. It was when Trump was talking about Canada being the 51st state. I'm like, conversely, why don't you guys, other than Florida, come on board and be the 11th province? You know what I mean? Like, we'll take care of you guys. We'll handle shit. First of all, I mean, you know, there's a bunch of like NorCal, and I don't know if you know, Northern California, Southern Oregon, that's basically Canada anyway, the way people are up there. They're so fucking cool. So I'm like, there's a lot of really good shit in the United States. It's just that, you know, like I said, you've got some fucking, like, no one thinks about all the people on the bus who are quietly riding to where they're going. They always think about the one crazy guy who gets on with shit in his pants and a knife in his hand. And that's just what's happening right now.
Scabs on his face.
Yeah, that guy will get kicked off eventually, and you guys will go back to being, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's a few stabby people on that bus. Yeah. So that's all it is. So we're optimistic that things will correct themselves. And if not, we'll just, you know, the British will come back and take your country back off you until you know how to behave yourself. And then...
I'm down. I'm fucking down.
Get the orange guy! Get him!
And this time the French won't help you get it back. They'll be like,
Just talk at us now. We've been talking too much shit to the French for a long time.
You have tried too hard, my friends. You pronounce beignet imperfectly. You're done. That's it, man. It's croissant, motherfuckers.
So I did read. You were born in England?
Yes, yeah, I'm English. I was born in Sheffield, which is in the north of England, which is actually in the middle of England, but they call it the north of England because England is fucked as well. And then I moved to Canada when I was 5 years old, mostly because my parents moved and I couldn't afford an apartment by myself in England, so I came. And then I grew up in Western Canada, in Vancouver area, British Columbia. And then I started comedy. I started show business when I was 7 years old. I was in theater and stuff. And then I was in music and theater and everything. Because I come from a showbiz family, right? Like my mom and my dad, they met and formed a band in the 60s and they toured all over Europe and stuff. And so my mom was an actor all her life as well. So when we came to Canada, it was a natural progression for me to kind of get into show business, despite them saying, don't get into show business. And then I picked the hardest part of the stupidest business in the world. Because I learned early on that, like, if I do stand-up comedy, I don't have to memorize lines. I don't have to learn blocking. I don't have to worry about ADs telling me what to do. Really, it's just a matter of me being up there drunk and yelling. And that happened in February 2000. I started, and the rest is history. It's taken me all over the world. I've been to Asia. I've been to Europe. I've been, you know, I've lived in the States. I've lived in England. It's been a really great career toiling in obscurity. And I'm assured by the fortune teller that I met that eventually this will all pay off. and there will be at least a dozen people at my funeral. So that's a good sign. Things are going well.
Hell yeah. So, what place do you like to perform the most? What's the best?
What, like geographically,
country?
or
Yeah.
oh, it doesn't really matter. And that's a funny thing is like I learned because about 15 years ago, I mostly stopped doing comedy clubs. When I moved to England, I had to do them again because I did not have a fan base there, a draw at all. And then I slowly but surely developed this fan base. And so now pretty much wherever I go, even if the people aren't familiar with me, like aren't fans, you can let people know what you do before you get there now. And the quality of audience that you play these days in terms of people, I mean, I always said I'd rather play 50 people that want to be there than 500 people that don't know what they're getting. One of the reasons
Absolutely.
I left comedy clubs mostly was because you would just go in on a Friday, you do 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, which is far too many shows for a lazy person like me. And you could only do 45 minutes, which doesn't help if you're writing hour 20s, which is what I'm doing. So I would get less time. And then the problem is they would either give away a lot of tickets to people just to get them in to drink, or they wouldn't advertise what the show really is. It was just like comedy with and chicken wings. It was so you would end up playing people who. So I got to the point where I was starting to get some people who were coming in to see me, but they wanted the darker, harsher, more politically charged stuff that I do, and I couldn't necessarily be as full throttle with them because I've got 25 people who came to see me, and I've got 200 who don't know who the fuck I am, and they're there for a stagette or whatever, and so I have to kind of balance it. And I realized it wasn't fair to either side. It wasn't fair to my fans. It wasn't fair to me as a comedian because I wasn't growing because I was constantly having to drive around with the e-brake on, figuratively, and it wasn't fair to the 225 people who came to see some guy with a puppet. So it's like fuck. So it was like. So I was like, if I can get these 25 people to give me enough money to make this make sense, and then I just started slowly but surely touring bars or anywhere that I could get a free spot to do. I'd approach a venue and be like, look, I'll fill up your bar or do the damnedest that I can. It costs you nothing. Just give me a spot and let me sell some tickets. And that took a long time. And then social media, because I'm a late adopter of social media because I'm old as shit. Because I'm 48 now. So like when social media became what it is, I was like sort of in my late 20s, and I was already like, fuck the system. And I didn't believe it was going to work. I was like, this will never happen. And then I just was not very good at it until sort of early this decade. And I was like, I got to learn how to do it because this is how to reach the fans. And, it's kind of grown exponentially from there. I'm still nowhere near where I probably should be for what I want to accomplish in terms of how many people I want to reach, but we're definitely going in the right direction. So that's a good sign. And it's just been, so now you play people who get it. I always say my audience is 75% people who know what they're getting and 25% who will never trust their friend again. So that's a pretty good way to be.
I don't know why you brought me this shit.
Yeah.
And I have faith in you. I know you can do an hour and 20 and 45 minutes. I believe in you.
Funny thing is I've slowed down too, and it's because the way my brain operates is like I want to go so fast because my brain is just going like this, and so I used to go so much faster. What with the youth, when I had youth and hope and
life in your eyes.
And when the
Before the
material
death
was
set in.
also- when the material was a lot less complicated, because when you're doing more complicated material, you really need to give people more of a chance to kind of catch up and keep up with you. And so that if I'm going to drop some really heavy concepts on them, I need a way to, and also the material gets this kind of high degree of difficulty is what I call it. And you're sort of like, I'm going to try and make a point about this, but I'm going to do it by going in this way. And but in order for you to understand where I'm going, you need to see all the steps along the way. And so it's a lot, it's like some passages in a book you can speed read. You can skip over every third word or every second word. You don't need them, and you kind of understand. And some passages you got to really pay attention to. And when I have those sorts of jokes, I really need to meter the speed at which I do them. And so in the latest special I just taped, we start out pretty fast, and then I give the audience a bit more. They don't realize that I'm going slower, but I actually slow down by about 15% in the middle for this chunk I'm doing on kleptocracy and capitalism and late stage capitalism and everything that I'm doing, and because there's some really heavier points in there I want to make, and I need them to hear all the specifics. But much like a roller coaster, if a roller coaster always went up, it wouldn't be fun. If it always went down, it wouldn't be fun. So you kind of have to keep it going like this. And so there are definitely, as I've got older as a comedian and more experienced, I've learned that where to pace those things. And as you're writing a new hour, you feel where the audience wants to be, and you kind of acquiesce a little bit to their feelings, and you also kind of push them sometimes. And so that's kind of the pacing that I've learned. And I know it's not for everybody, but that's the great thing about, it's like music. Punk music isn't for everybody. Rock music isn't. Country music isn't for everybody. It's for what you like, and if you like what I do, this is where you get it.
Yep.
And the good thing is you don't let them get fucking shithoused so they can actually comprehend what's going on. Part of the problem here is that everybody's just fucking slobber knock wasted all day. They don't understand a damn thing.
There's an incredible comedian, and for my money, the best in the game, Doug Stanhope. I don't know if you're familiar with him, and Doug has started doing afternoon shows because his audience gets so fucking blitzed. They can't, by the time he does a show at 8 p.m., they're not there. And I went to one of his afternoon shows a few years ago when he started doing them, and it was incredible. It was hands down the best stand-up comedy set I've ever seen live, but also his audience was, because I've seen his audience when they're not like that, when they're not coherent, but his audience was incredibly, it's just that they get so into, he's such an almost like cult figure to them that it's like seeing Stanhope is such a big fucking thing that they get so drunk and they get so excited. It's like they're trying to fit in, like, you know, like it's like they're at an open bar at a wedding. They're like, I gotta get as much as I can in me as much as possible, and it's like, and they miss out. And then so Doug now is like, he's doing these afternoon shows, and I've you know, I mean, I'm a bit of a drinker. I drink on stage and stuff, but I don't have that kind of fan base. Although some of them do cross over. And I have seen there are some times when I'm like, if you guys were 20% more sober, this would be 50% more enjoyable for you. But, you know, that's, people make their own choices, right? And I mean, the bar doesn't want you to tell them stop drinking. So you kind of have to balance it.
Yeah, exactly.
I always say, let's drink after the show, you know, have a couple. But then after the show, we'll hang out. And I do. I try to make myself available to hang out and drink. And because I want the bar to make money, and I want the venue to make money, and I want, you know, I really want that to work for them. And so it's like, I don't want to put the brakes on it. But I also, you know, I do doors an hour or half an hour before because I don't want them too fucking destroyed when they get in there. It's just not going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Speaking of Stanhope, my favorite book, I think, is Digging Up Mother.
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, he's I count myself lucky enough to call him one of my friends, and I hope he would say the same. And I just saw him at Skankfest. We were there together, and you know, I see Doug sporadically because everyone travels and we're all over the place, and I hadn't seen him since probably 2023 or 2024, and so it had been a year and a half, 2 years or whatever since I'd seen him. And it really blows my mind at how on top of his game he really is. And you know, because we're at Skankfest, and you know, a lot of the people, I don't know if you're familiar with Skankfest, but it's the Legions of Skank podcast, and you know, and it's a lot of, you know, it has this, I think, rather erroneous reputation as being quite right-wing. It's not really. It's just a big comedy festival. It's like Eddie Pepitone was there. Maria Bamford has played there. Kinane has played there. I played there. Not putting myself in that category, but in terms of political leanings. And Doug is like, and I saw Doug directly, in such an incredibly ingenious way, challenge the audience's belief system while fucked on ketamine. Thank you very much. He was completely fucked on ketamine.
Imagine that.
But I saw him do this incredible kind of stand-up at a level that was as good, if not better, than all the other comics at the festival. And I'm like, this is a guy who's, you know, been at this 35 years or whatever he's been doing, and he is still producing on such an incredible level. And I find comics like that, comics like him, comics like Carlin, comics like even Joan Rivers towards the end of her life, people forget how sharp she still was. I'm not talking about the red carpet shit. I'm talking about the shit she was doing. And Bamford and people like that, and Pepitone, I find them so inspiring because as I get into the, you know, sort of second half of my career here, I start to see, a lot of guys that, you know, that are left from when I started my time. A lot of them kind of either quit or become road hacks or don't want to change or don't want to grow. And so seeing comedians who do continue to grow, who do continue to create, who do continue to do their best work. I mean, I swear, at least in the case of Doug, he's better now than he's ever been. And that's, to me, the goal of any art, particularly of stand-up. So I'm always inspired by guys like that and seeing stuff like that. So that's what kind of keeps me going when I'm playing 12 people who didn't know a show was happening. So,
It's all
like
gonna meet at the end.
yeah, they're like nachos and a loud guy. That's what we came out for tonight. So
There it is. That's what they got here.
I have to say, I watched As Good As or Better Than.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest thing of the entire thing, I kept repeating it through the entire special, was Twitler.
Twitler, yeah.
Oh my God, it was funny.
Well, that's the thing about social media, right? Like, so I was just thinking to myself, it's like, I mean, we are in a way lucky that our demagogues and stuff are way worse at it than they used to be. Like our demagogues, I wonder whether it is the proliferation of social media that's kind of watered down. Because it used to be, if you had one guy who could like inspire an entire room full of people to do things, you'd go over and, you know, you'd take over, you know, Peloponnesia or whatever the fuck you do. That was the way it used to work. You just show up and be like, ah, and everyone would be like, yeah, because there's nothing else to do. But now there's so many things to look at and so many things to see that I think our demagogues, with some exceptions, tend to not be able to inspire as much movement. I think that's why Trump confuses people, is because they're surprised, like, where did it come from? I go, well, this is an age-old thing. This is, humans have done this forever. It's just, you know, and people forget that when Obama got elected, he was the first sort of real cyber campaign that anyone had ever seen, real social media campaign that anyone had ever seen. And I remember thinking when that happened, I thought, well, this is how this is going to go now. So it depends on whether, if everyone figures out how to do it, then we'll actually be okay because we'll stay more status quo. But if one fucker figures out how to do it better than everyone else, we're done. And in 2016, one fucker figured out how, but it was like, that was also the media did that too, because it wasn't really him so much as it. There's a book by Matt Taibbi called Insane Clown President, and I don't know if you've read it, but it's dispatches from the campaign trail with Trump, because like everybody else, Matt thought it was just a joke and it was funny and this incredible sideshow fucking psycho.
Yep.
And because of
TV guy,
exactly, yeah. And because of an amalgamation of a lot of very different things, it was a once in a kind of lifetime opportunity that happened, including, you know, Bernie running so strongly for the Dems, and including there being like so many candidates for the Republicans that it really watered down. Trump never had to come in first. He just had to come in fifth every night. And he did. And what happened was,
for sure.
yeah. And what happened was, it was just this kind of weird kind of coalescence behind this one person while everything else was so pushed apart, so disparate. And so I think that we're seeing now, with the, you know, social media and everything is still so much in its infancy. I mean, we think about it being an old thing, but it's really only 15 to 20 years old, max. Yep. I mean, YouTube is 20 years old, you know, so it's like, it's not really that long in the history of adopting technology.
They do.
Yeah. So it's like, so we it's still a novel. It's still got social media to me right now, and the internet in general right now is like when kids have alcohol for the first time. They overdo it, they make themselves sick, and then eventually they learn moderation. We're still in the overdo it, make ourselves sick point. And unfortunately, we've got all these different entities, corporations and different governments and stuff, you know, with bots and with advertising and with promotional accounts and with algorithms and all these things are kind of making our let's get drunk phase a little longer than it needs to be. And we got to learn. But I see in the next generations, particularly, I have a 9-year-old and he doesn't give a fuck about the internet other than, oh, I want to look this up and then that's it. He's not interested because to him, it's like the microwave. It's just an appliance that's there if I need it, but it's not something that we don't sit around and go, let's microwave something else. But in the 70s,
exactly.
In the 70s, they're like, what can we microwave? And then
for sure.
Microwave. And so I have hope that we are kind of heading towards the direction where Twitler doesn't really need to be a thing, because everyone will be like, oh, that's just that guy. He just tweets that shit. He's a demagogue. He's a populist. So that's my hope. That was a very long answer to yeah. Sorry about that.
It's an amazing reference there. Yeah. That's all about, man.
I am nothing if not verbose, gentlemen.
Yeah, I also like the bit about we need to start having sex with smart people. It says find people with books and fuck them.
Yeah. I mean, that's the universal long history thing. I mean, the amount of
The right books, the right books, the right books.
the right, not all people with the Bible in one hand and Mein Kampf in the other. It's like, well, let's calm down there.
Some people have a lot of too many bad books.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Is I think there is such a history, particularly in Western society, of this kind of anti-intellectualism slide, because obviously the powers that be don't want you asking questions. What was it George Carlin said? Smart enough to pull the trigger, stupid enough not to ask why. And that's what they want. They don't want you pulling a lever at work, putting bumpers on a Ford Taurus, going, what the fuck am I doing with my life? They don't want that. They want you going, fear, fear. That's what they want. So and so yeah, so the particularly in the United States, the lack of education is no fucking accident. It's very much on purpose, and it's not just a one-party issue. It is designed specifically to stop people. Yeah, they don't want you. They want you having basic skill sets: reading, writing, arithmetic, enough to get by, not enough to cause a fucking problem. And so, we really have to, as a society, realize that we have this tool, the internet. You have access to more information than ever before in human history. You can learn things. That's one of the reasons they're pushing AI. Don't think, just do the thing that AI tells you. Don't question things. Don't just type in the thing and AI will give you the answer. And people are falling for it because thinking is hard and scary and work, and educating is hard and scary and work, and genetically, some people are fucking morons, and that's just the fact.
As fuck.
They're just dumb, and it's not their fault, but they are. And until we start as a society accepting that it's perfectly, you're perfectly allowed to say that guy's tall, and that guy's really good at basketball, and that lady's a great dancer, and she's a great weightlifter. You can say that about physical attributes. You can say that she's genetically designed to be a great volleyball player. Look at all the genetic lottery she won. You're not allowed to say that about smart people. And that's a fucking problem, because there are some people who are a lot smarter than other fucking people, and we should be listening to a lot of them, because they're the whole time they're like, what the fuck are you guys doing, you dumb monkeys? We're fucking like, you hairless ape. You're just destroying the planet. And that's sometimes what it is. You've got men and women who are like landing probes on asteroids and like curing cancer cells with like radio waves and doing all this in genetic engineering and everything. And we're over here being like, fucking 50-yard line, motherfucker can't even Christ. And we're the ones voting.
Yeah. For real.
We're doomed is what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to ride it out like Slim Pickens at the end of Dr. Strangelove. Just right on the bomb into the ground. That's all
I just want to be one of the lab. I just got to see 10 people go before me, and I'm happy. I don't give a shit. I just got a list.
It's just so funny. It's just every tool we create, we manage to fucking hurt ours. It's like giving scissors to a fucking toddler. We're stupid. We just get a thing and we're like, don't do that. We heal, and then someone's like, someone needs to take our scissors away. And right now, the scissors is the internet. And I think that
this god that we've been given, and we're just fucking putting porn on it. What the fuck is the point of it?
It's insane. And the same thing's going to happen with robots around the house. It's like, I mean, this robot could be used to, we could explore space with these robots. We could fucking, I want a blowjob or some shit and then change my tire. Like, we're so fucking dumb.
We just, our last episode was about AI, and it's same shit.
Fucking blaming the AI because you're an asshole. Listen to the AI and did something stupid. What the fuck?
I hosted a conference a couple years ago for AI in the arts industry, and they asked me to come and host it. And they're like, we want it to be like a Top Gear thing. It was not at all. It was just me hosting this thing where this very dry, boring speaker said things. But there were some people there who had incredible insight, because they may be boring to listen to, but fuck, did they know what they're talking about? And there was one woman, she was a hedge fund manager, and I can't remember her name, unfortunately. She was fascinating, and she said that AI is interesting because for the first time ever, white-collar jobs are on the block. All of a sudden, mechanization and sort of the like computers, robots taking our jobs, all of a sudden that's a white-collar issue, because when you get AI to a point where because right now AI is not all it's cracked up to be. It's
You're gonna make it more than a McDonald's menu. You know what I mean? Take away some of the jobs that you gotta know a guy to get. You know what I mean?
AI right now is in its very early sort of internet knowledge scraping. It's not really making decisions. It's not really thinking. It's kind of erroneous to believe that I mean, I'm sure in some levels, but the general AI that the public can get access to, thank fucking God, cannot tell you how to. It can gather information for you in a very rapid way and kind of assemble things for you. But it's not pre-thinking. It's not doing those things. But when it does, when it becomes that, all of a sudden, why would you pay a CEO? If you can type in, "Hey AI, how do we increase our profits by 22% this quarter?" A CEO might be like, "I think we'll try this, I guess this, and we'll trust them." Or you can ask AI, pay it nothing, and its odds are better of making the right decision. So all of a sudden, CEO jobs, all of a sudden, law jobs, all of a sudden, general MD jobs, not surgical jobs, but general practitioner jobs are on the table. All of a sudden, all these white collar professions, including politics, thank you very much, and shit like judges. I mean, it's a dystopian idea, but imagine we get to a point where you type in, "This is the evidence, is he or she guilty?" And AI's like, "Guilty, fuck him." And you're like, "That's it, AI made the decision. No humans to argue it. That's it."
That was your court.
That's how they do it.
Yeah. So that is a little terrifying to me, but it's also interesting because for the first time ever, rich people are threatened. And we will see how the rich people react, because we all know that, if the only time someone like, you can steal $1 trillion from the global economy, as they did in 07, 08, and nobody gives a shit. But if you are Bernie Madoff and you take someone's yacht money, you're going to jail for the rest of your fucking life.
Oh, they figured out where they're going to get the money, man. They're bombing Venezuela for that oil. That's where they're going to get that money, man. That's where
they're going to get their Madoff cash back. But that's it. So when you fuck with the rich, is when the hammer comes down. So I will be interested to see what AI looks like when it gets to a point where it threatens them. And if they do not already have contingency plans in place to make sure that they do not lose their CEO jobs. Because, if you lose your $30 million a year job to a robot, you're going to be pretty fucking pissed off. But it would be hilarious to see a CEO at like a job office. Like, what's your work experience? I ran Nestle. Okay. Well, we need a guy to dig a ditch because robots can't dig ditches.
That's what man. What the fuck?
Should have saved some of my $100 million.
We're paying $38,000 a year for this gig, buddy. That's what.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, wow. How many boats can I get for that?
You should be able to get a blow-up boat, buddy. A blow-up boat. They're real nice, buddy.
So, I watched The Tooth Fairy. I see you in it.
They cut me mostly out of it. I am a little tiny bit in it. I still get residuals from it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like acting on camera or on stage at all anymore. I don't really like it, so I very rarely do it. But they offered it up, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I get to wear tights. Let's do it." And I got to meet The Rock, and Stephen Merchant was the person I really wanted to meet, and Julie Andrews was in it. I mean, Jesus Christ!
Oh fuck yeah!
Billy Crystal, you gotta be on set with Billy Crystal. So it was pretty fucking cool, and but I don't tend to do a lot of film and TV. In fact, to the point now where I know I do voice work, but I don't have an on-camera agent or manager at all anymore. Now I don't do that stuff for acting, just because I'm just like. It's, there's a lot of guys out there, round-headed dudes who look like a sadder, less talented Jack Black that they can work. They don't need me. They don't need a fat, sad Carl Urban. They need like someone who they need a Carl Urban, so they don't need me, right? But unless there's some sort of Timu knockoff of The Boys, that's the only time I'm going to get a gig. But
I can see that. I get that online.
All the time. Voiceover work, man. They're giving movies out, man. They're giving movies out.
The only reason I bring it is always online. People always tag Carl Urban and go, "Is Carl Urban?" Now I get in JD Vance all the time, so I got to put a stop to that.
Man,
I don't have the eyeliner for it, right? I'll fuck a couch. Don't get me wrong. I'll do it. I was just a tank fest. You got to fuck a couch.
Somebody's got to teach somebody to read out there. We'll just fucking switch you out. They'll never know.
I wouldn't mind if a vice president fucked a couch on TV as long as he did the right thing. He's like, "I'm going to get rid of childhood cancer. I'm going to go fuck this couch first." And everyone's
just
like,
sign documents at the same time, Just do both. Fucking put it right here.
I'm going to fuck this couch while I release the Epstein files. Fucking go ahead.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Fucking ridiculous.
There's no couch on the Epstein files. I bet you there's some sort of like furniture warehouse files and JD Vance is on it. From some guy who just comes in.
We're taking taking it out.
His face is up at like the brick or whatever the fuck it is, like somewhere. His face, just a big. Don't let this man in. Don't let this man take. There's no need to take a chair into another room. Don't trust him.
So, looking for you in the movie, were you the wing fluffer?
I was in the break room. I was in the break room area, and then they cut me out. I had all these lines, and they cut me out. And I would. You can kind of see half my head, and then at one point I turned around. So I had about 5 lines or 6 lines. I was on set for a couple of days, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. But I mean, I guess they probably saw me in a leotard with wings and was like, no one needs that. They're like, it's just going to look like someone's trying to steal watermelons. Like, it didn't look good at all. And but yeah, they cut me mostly out. But they still pay me for it, which I think is hilarious because that was got to be 15 years ago now, and I still get residuals. So, like, I like to think that I helped Dwayne Johnson get where he is. That's what I say.
Without you.
See, he was a lot smaller back then. So.
Co-stars, yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he was at that time. I think that's why they cut me out. I made him look bad, with my jacked muscles. I mean, yeah.
So
I don't update my IMDb very much because there's a lot of things out there that are questionable as shit.
So I hear that he is really cool in real life.
He was very nice when I met him. Yeah, I only talked to him very briefly, but he was he was a sweetheart. Yeah, he was a really nice person. I have to say that most of the celebrities / famous people I've met in my career have been really lovely. There's very few that have been complete dipshits. But most of them are the dipshits you kind of know they're dipshits, right? Then it's not surprising if someone says to you, "Blank is an asshole." You'd be like, "Well, yeah." I mean that. But most of them are absolutely amazing people, and I've been particularly in comedy. Any comedy hero that I've met has been amazing. I mean, they've all been great. I think the talented people tend to be genuinely nicer because they're less insecure, right? And I mean, not always. I mean, there's some talented people who are absolute assholes, but by and large, yeah, I've been really lucky that way. At least, knock wood. I haven't met a lot of assholes yet.
Yeah, being on that movie, Billy Crystal and Julie Andrews would be. I love The Rock. Would love to meet him and talk to him, but those two for me would be where it would be at.
Yeah. Steve Merchant was lovely too. He's really, really lovely as well, and disturbingly tall. He's like 6'7"
He looked like it.
Yeah, and I'm like 5'10", so I'm not a tiny guy, but holy shit, dude. The guy was like, I was like, how dare you?
Yeah, man. Didn't you meet Ryan Sheckler on this movie? Come on, guys!
I feel like it's like insulting when someone dares be that tall around you. It's like, how fucking dare you? I met a 7'2" tall guy once who worked as a bar manager. That was his entire job. And he's 7'2", but he wasn't like skinny. He was just a fucking rock. He was gigantic, huge man. And he was a lovely, lovely dude. But dude, listening to his stories about like, he had to custom order all his pants and shoes and socks and fucking everything. And he's like, I don't have NBA money. And he goes, and my favorite sport is hockey. I'm too big for that. And I can't play soccer, and I'm too big for that. And then we got drunk, and he hit the punching bag machine, that thing? But he missed it, and he slapped the front, the front end that protrudes? He slapped it with his fingers, just as a joke, and it flew backwards and broke the drywall. And then he caught it and laughed, and I was like, motherfucker. Like, that guy is so big. Like, terrifyingly big guy.
We need him on the Sharks. Tell him to get in the game. We need him on the Sharks, man.
Dude, he was like, that guy comes at you, and it was just like fucking, being that size. I mean, the world is built for people sort of between about 5'8" and 6'2". If you're in that range, you're doing great. I mean, a little shorter, you can get away with. A little taller, it starts to get uncomfortable. But I have some buddies who are 6'5", 6'6", and their lives are miserable. But yeah, 7'2", I wouldn't be. No, at that point, you just join the circus. Like, fuck it,
Too damn big to be walking around here.
Yeah, I'm 6'2".
Yeah. Me too. I'm 6'1".
Yeah, right.
Perfect. If I had a dream height for my son to end up at between 6'1" and 6'2", because everything's still good for you. You're tall. No one can talk shit about you. I mean, then again, when I was growing up, because the average height is still 5'9" for a man, so I'm technically a little above average. But I've never once cared much about my height, and all of a sudden nowadays, all these fucking redwoods walking around, and he's like, that's the thing. I bet like ceiling fans don't frighten me. You guys must be terrified because you're close to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not far away.
I could comfortably run through a submarine without looking up. You know, like I'm in a good spot. 5'10" is good. Every seat's first class on a plane for me. You get much bigger than I mean, I'm broad as shit, but other than that, 7'2", fucking 7'2", fuck that shit. You couldn't pay me enough. Yeah.
So I saw that you had a podcast you were doing before, and you're doing one now. I'll tell you this with Simon King.
Yeah, so I had a podcast called What's Wrong with Simon King that went from about 2013 to about 2020, on and off. And so what happened was it was essentially, I started out as like a current affairs sort of podcast. And then, excuse me, and then I started doing the road a lot. I was really road heavy. I mean, I've always been road heavy, but I was in cars so much in Western Canada at that time. And I ended up doing these podcasts in the cars. And then I got feedback from audience members that they really enjoyed they really enjoyed the kind of road diary version of the podcast. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll do that then. I'll do the more road diary stuff. And that's kind of what it ended up being. And then around 2020, when COVID hit, it was obviously I wasn't on the road anymore. And I was kind of at a point in my career, I was 20 years in, I was pretty exhausted. And I thought, well, let's not do this podcast for a while and just take this thing on. Because it hit a good amount of users, but it wasn't really where it needed to be. It wasn't really, and it was kind of at the point where I was like, I wasn't on the road, so I didn't have anything to talk about. And then when I kind of came back to podcasting, I did my podcast with guests for a bit, and they were fun, but it wasn't, I don't know, it didn't connect the same way with the audience. I actually got more listeners, but it didn't connect the same way. And then I ran into someone at a Costco, and he was a fan of the old podcast. And he's like, I'd really like to, if you could do that again. And I was like, well, why the fuck not? So I started doing I'll Tell You This, which is it's a podcast that I do when I feel like it. It's literally just when I feel like it. I'm way overdue for an episode. And I just do it because it's like kind of one of those things where I just check in with people. The problem is podcasting, as you know, is very time consuming. And I've just been, this year has been incredibly busy for me. So I just have not had a chance to catch up. I definitely want to get back into the market. But the problem is there's 50 fucking thousand podcasts a day coming out. So it's really hard to kind of like find so all the podcasts that I want to do, it's a matter of like getting guests and stuff. And I just don't have my schedule is such a fucking nightmare. And the guests that I want to book is such a nightmare. If I was in LA or something, or somewhere where a lot of those kind of comics coalesced, then yeah, it's either that or go back to doing, a solo podcast, which I don't mind the idea of doing, but that's just a matter of like me actually having to be able to sit down and really, because I like the half-hour format too, because for what I do it works. But it's just a matter of sitting down and actually being able to commit. I mean, if I was a full-time podcaster, yeah, but I'm a full-time comedian, and I write and I do all these other things. There just is not enough time to do the work that I want to do. So I'd love to get back into it. It is on my list of things to do. It's something that I try and give to the Patreon people when I do, but I'm really bad at Patreon as well. I'm just not very good at marketing and all that shit. I'm just shit at it.
Same.
That's why I'm here, guys. I mean, honestly, like,
Oh, yes!
Woohoo!
I'm not doing Segura's podcast. I'm not saying just shitting on you guys. But no, but that's why it's always nice. Like when you reached out, I was like, yes, I like doing podcasts. I like doing this sort of thing. It's fun. But it's just a matter of like, even this, it was hard to get our scheduling organized so we can actually do it because I've been traveling so much. And then, today I've got like a little bit of time and then I got to get right back. I've got a script meeting I got to do in a little bit. So it's like one of these things where it's like, I really got to carve out some time to do it. And it's a matter of like, then also figuring out what the fuck to say. Cause I don't know what people want to hear. Cause there's so much talking head stuff out there that it's really hard to kind of stand out, right? And I doubt Kreischer is going to come on my podcast, so it's going to be really hard to kind of get those numbers.
You can just pay for it. Just got to pay the cameo fee, man. That's all we got to do, bro.
Yeah, just cameo the whole thing. I'll just
cameo the whole fucking thing, dude.
That's funny. Yeah, I really appreciate you being on the show. Like I said, I heard that bit. I wrote you right away. I was like, that's great. Do you want to be on the show? Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks. I appreciate that because it's one of those things too where like I'll get messages from people and they'll be like, or this is for Simon or whoever runs his social media. I'm like, it's a one-man operation. There's nobody else here.
Yep.
like I don't know, like I don't have some intern who's just like, Mr. King. Like it's like, I mean, I definitely do get a lot of messages, but a lot of them are just really nice shit, and some of them are just. Like, there's an author who has the same name as me. So every so often I'll get people asking me if I want to promote my book on their podcast. And then I will agree to it because I think it's fucking hilarious. And,
Like, yeah, I do. How many viewers you got? Oh, yeah.
I'll be like, which book would you like? And then I'll list all these made up titles. And they're like, and I was like, you got the wrong guy. This is who you want. And I'll send them on the way. It'll be like, it'll be like Mary's Guide to Chernobyl or things like that. These books that I make up. it's like anarcho-syndicalism in the 5-year-old. All those weird shit. And they'll be like, what book are you talking? Because the other guy's, he's like a novelist, right? So it's like, so I'll just write back with all these.
Incredible reads. These sound great, dude. You got to start mocking some of these up here.
It's just like driving in traffic with daddy and just racial slurs, like shit like that. so they'll be like, oh shit. But by and large, yeah, I'm always happy to do shit if I have the time. It's just for a man who makes marginal money and sells to marginally full houses, I sure do work a lot. I don't know why I'm so busy. I think I'm just not managing my time properly. I'd be better. I should take up like professional gambling or something. Like I'd probably be more used to my time. I kind of am doing that, I guess.
It's almost everybody's a gambler. It's getting the professional part is where you really got to fucking differ there, buddy. Cost a couple houses.
Yeah, exactly. The professional part's when you've lost enough money that they're like, you get the big suites. Like, oh no.
It's because I live where I fucking live. I'm in the parking lot.
Exactly.
When they give you free shit in Vegas, you have fucked up. So.
Yeah, you get too much, buddy.
Here's a Rolls Royce. Oh no.
Oh man. You must have lost 10 of them fucking things, huh?
Oh, dude, yeah. No. I'm lucky. I've been very lucky with vices because being a comedian, of course, like there's you're on the road a lot, and I have a partner. I've been with her since before I started comedy, which is great. So it keeps me grounded and makes me behave myself on the road because I'm just like, I don't want to blow the mortgage money on fucking gambling. But it's like, there's so many comics who fall down that trap, and I've been really lucky that I don't have that kind of personality because I have friends who've just been like, I fucking lost my car. I was like, oh no, fuck. I was like, how did you lose it? Well, I took a bunch of acid that I found, and I can't find my car. I literally can't find it. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, it was put out on display last month in Skankfest. There was a few people there that I'm like, oh fucking hell, you're only going to know what happened because of the police report. So.
Yeah, the Hangover kind of shit. They found the camera.
And that's what the Vegas cops are mean, man. They're mean dudes. They're not hangover cops. It's not all fucking fun and games. They'll beat the shit out of you down there.
I was talking to a guy after a show, and I don't know how true this story is, but he's a long distance trucker, works for an oil company, and he's down in Texas, and they were in like Corpus Christi or something, and he had a police escort with him, like a guy who kind of was looking after him because he had previously got into a very big bar fight, and they're like, look, he's got to finish his thing, but we got to get him out of here. Like basically, he had some sort of important job, and they needed him to finish his job. Like the company was like, if we agreed it, and so he had this statey with him, and he got in a physical fight with a state trooper at a bar. Like the guy who was watching it, he got in a fight with him. He knocked his hat off, and he's like, yeah, I can't go back to Texas. I'm like, fucking shit, dude. I'm like, that's one thing. It's like if you're being watched for being a dickhead. And by the cop, and then you fight the cop that's watching you, you're the dickhead. I gotta say, it was a really funny story.
For sure.
He's like,
we got these drunk ass cops around here, man. You gotta think it's probably the cops. He started this shit, man.
He got drunk and tried to put the guy's hat on, and the cop did not respond well. And I'm like, and we've all been there. I mean, I've got too much to lose to try it, but I guess this guy didn't. So.
Let me wear your gun belt, Piggy. Come on, let me wear that gun belt.
I just want to hold it. I just want to feel alive. So.
Let me touch it.
Yeah, let me touch it.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. Do you want to mention your socials and stuff? Speaking of socials?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you, our listeners are fucking attention span of 35 minutes, man. We're lost now. We're already in the lead, brother.
Well, it looks like you got a two-parter on your hands.
That's it. 2 for 1. Ah, gotcha.
Part 2. I'm on my socials. I'm at This Is Simon King on TikTok and Instagram, and then on Facebook. You can find. Basically, if you type in Simon King failed comedian, I'll pop up, and then that's.
There it is, shitheads. Google Simon King. Do it.
But he's not a conservationist in Tanzania.
No, he's
Or a novelist, you fucking idiots.
Nor is he a weatherman in Wales. Nor is he an author. All of those guys, I wish them well. I want to start a Simon Society because we're all doing different things. But the Tanzanian guy's got way better shit going on than the rest of us because he's out there with big cats and a suntan.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, you guys could have a Simon King Circus of the Stars.
You gotta get that guy
I'd be down
on.
for it. I'd be down for it. There's a lot of material in that. So
Yeah, for sure.
well, thanks
All
so
right,
much,
Simon.
Simon. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it
see
was
you, man.
great
Thanks
to
for
have you
being
on.
on.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and we'll see you next week. New podcast starting every Tuesday at 8 a.m. or hear previous episodes anytime.
Come on back every week, C-Sweet Poppy. I got what you need.
You can email us at who'stalkingshh@gmail.com. That's 3 H's.
That's it. Email me. I want to read your shit.
You can leave a voice message on Anchor and possibly be included in an upcoming episode. Tell us how much you like it or if you think it sucks.
Leave me a name and number after the beep.
Go to our Facebook page link on Anchor.
You know you like me.
You can also hear us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more.
You know me. I'm on all the platties, dawg.